Early this week, I shared a picture on Instagram with the sign prepared for our rally where I asked, "Where is your heart?" And I invited the community to come and take the streets like you're doing here today. In the last month, many of us have had our hearts on pause, suspended. We've been trying to pick up the pieces and hold them while the news continues to show the faces of children, their moms, their dads, rip apart from each other. Their toys, pictures, and few belongings became the debris of thousands of miles spent on dangerous roads in truly desolate journeys, taken by families that had one thing and one single thought in mind: this child has to survive. When the threat of violence, hunger, and imminent death becomes so enormous and the fear so great, what should a parent do? What would your family do? When running for the border is the only solution, you learn to run on your mother's arms. Even if that means you're going to spend the next 2 months with little to eat on a road to freedom. Since May, over 2,300 children and their parents have suffered the treatment of a cruel system that believes scarcity is the rule, and abundance is not affordable in the land of the free. The most powerful nation in the world does not have bread to share. Whether we want or not to believe that this has happened before, our attempts to deny the pattern will fail the test of memory faster than our desire to forget the same realities our ancestors, Native Americans, Africans, and Asian descendants, and marginalized populations experienced generations ago. Taking your children away, breaking your family apart, caging you, and displaying your suffering as if wanting to survive was a crime to be against you is deliberate. It's a dehumanizing strategy. It has always been a tool of fear and a weapon of conquest. So how do we fight that? How do we stop it? How do we rescue our principles, our beliefs in justice, freedom, and due process, and put in action our genuine devotion to our communities? How do we now become the country we were supposed to be? You may start finding those answers in the first question I asked you. Where is your heart? Little 5-year-old Jose, a child from Honduras, does not understand who a Democrat or a Republican is. He doesn't know who's signing executive orders in the Oval Office. He just spent hours and hours traveling with his dad to La Frontera to seek asylum. They were immediately separated as they arrived at the US border in El Paso. 5-year-old Jose had been on the road trekking across Mexico for 3 days and only carried with him a trash bag with dirty clothes on a flight that took him from El Paso to Michigan. He became withdrawn and silent after being placed with his new foster mom, who reported to the New York Times Jose cried himself to sleep the first nights, and the nights after those, he began to moan and moan as he tried to rest and sleep again. He keeps a stick figure drawing of his family under his pillow. And while you and I are holding our tear back in front of the TV, 5-year-old Jose is trying to hold to his tiny heart, and he's trying to keep it intact. He's trying to keep it in one piece. He's desperately holding on to his memories to keep his history alive with the thoughts of mommy's lullabies and papi's jokes, to get through the day and sleep at night. So one last time, where is your heart? If you're here, I know your heart may be here. So I'm gonna ask your hearts to be brave so the spirit can guide and the mind can follow. We need to train the heart to be resilient and continue to lead so that when those difficult conversations with our neighbors and friends, with the strangers at church, work, and school come up, we're brave enough to say, I got your back. Our hearts are going to take us to the polls, to the capitals and city halls where the lawmakers are to be accountable for what is happening in our country. Our hearts are going to tell our country, it is not enough to be proud of you in times of light and accomplishment. We want to be fiercely proud of you when you write policies and decisions that you make as a nation in the darkest of time. This is where my heart is. I'm pleading and promising that it will be on the right side of history. So little 5-year-old Jose, the boy from Honduras that came with his puppy at the border, was sent to Michigan, was put in foster care, and continued to place the stick figure drawings under his pillow, is not forgotten and can be reunited with his family again. Family belongs together. Thank you.